All right, recorder's running. Good morning again, everybody. This is Rick with Hit Run Candlesticks, and it is Friday, June 21st, 2024. I want to thank everybody for being here. I've got some charts marked here that we'll take a look at first, and then we'll kind of take a peek at the market and go from there, okay? Let's see. I suppose I should probably maybe start from the top. Top means nothing. They're just on the list here. So CZR, I've got that on my watch list. I think CZR has pretty good potential. I think what it's doing, I'm not in it right now. There are some folks in it, but for me right now, it's not quite that buy just yet. One, it's Friday, and two, we've got these wicks up here, so I need it to settle back a little bit. One, become something that I might want to actually enter, and it's certainly going to have to be closer to the T line for me, closer to the trend indicator, maybe something like that. But I do think it's setting up quite nice here, and if we're looking at where it may go, I like that top right there. That just makes sense right through there. We've got a little bit of price action resistance, a good target to shoot for, and it gives you about a 14% run on it. Another one is ABBV. Now I am in this one. Excuse me. I am long this, and doggone it, grab a drink here. That might be better. Still heading for the target of 175.85 up there. We've got a nice little T-line run here so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And that's what in a perfect world, we'd like to see that, right? Just keep on marching right up till we get to our target area. So far, that's doing pretty good. Any kind of entry-wise, those highs in the T-line makes for that 3-8 trap or below the highest high in the past 5 days. That's something I like. We're right there at entry zone now. Let's take a look at Apple. Now I know a couple of people bought Apple yesterday in the Hit Run Candlesticks room. I did not buy it. I'm very bullish on it. I want to buy it, but I'm still looking for a little bit more of a pullback, or at least confirmation that it's going to get going today. So far, those that bought this yesterday on this pullback, 2 thumbs up, nice call. By the way, person that called this was Joe. He's the one putting on that webinar today at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, and you guys are all welcome. Okay, so let's keep an eye on Apple. AT&T is setting up. Overall, yeah, clearly we have a trend here, right? So, everybody can see that trend. Here we are just moving up. And then we pull back. We put in these, kind of like a Fig Newton pattern here, and just gapped right up. So I think that's acting very good here, holding above the T-line. Something I like, and I like this on any chart I'm bullish in, is price above the T-line above the trend indicator. That's something that I'm always looking for when I want to buy something. So that's working out pretty good, and it looks to me like AT&T may be moving a little bit higher. Here's the weekly chart in it. Nice little trend here, up, great pullback, bullish engulf. So let's just do this. Just take that line and just start moving it up. And you can see we're going to need to get through that level right in there. But we get through that level, what happens is that puts let's call it $20. Puts $20 on the table because we've got this big bearish engulf, and that's just like a big waterfall that comes in here. It's just, price opens and boom. Well, there's nothing in there. It's blank space. So that puts $20 in a good target zone. Keep in mind you do have the 200 period moving average right here. And again, price is above the T-line. T-line is above the trend indicator right there. I think that's just, from my trading, I think that's just a terrific starting point for a bullish trade. Walmart, this is one that we are in holding, and green on it. It's working out great. Nice little T-line run here setting up. I wish, I really wish, and I see Thomas there. Thomas has his, in the RWO room, Thomas has a crystal ball. I'm going to have to find out where you got that, Thomas. I need one of those. So I can predict how long it will continue to do that. I'd love to do that. But for now, I guess what we'll do is use price action as that crystal ball. And we'll just watch that climb, right up the T line until we maybe see a candle that might tell us to sell or sell part, or maybe it's just time to take some profits on it. But Walmart acting really good here, still in buy territory. Toll Brothers, this is one that I bought yesterday, short. So let's look at the short side now. Price is below the T-line. T-line is below the trend indicator. In this one, we have a blue ice failure, so those three are below the 50-period moving average. I think that's a good setup for a blue ice failure. You come in here and you can see that there is a top. We top out. We top out. We start to get below this low, and that could really set it up to move toward that 200-period moving average here. And that's 12.5%. So that's a nice little target down there. I've got XOM here, and it's just to point out some energies and also oxys in here. I'm not long this, and I'm not convinced that there's any great big urgency to get into energy necessarily. As far as a price pattern goes, we've got the low. We certainly have the high. Maybe today, this inside day it's doing now, maybe that, wow, it's pretty big, isn't it? Maybe that produces the higher low, and maybe we start moving up. That's something I'm going to need to see. I'm also going to need to see everything flip here. And this is, I'm not 100% on that, but I am a good 98, 99% on some days. See, we've got price above the T-line, but we're not above the trend indicator there. And you all know the trend indicator is just the 17 EMA. So all we're doing is stacking three moving averages. That gives momentum, isn't what it does. Some folks may say, well, price above the T-line gives momentum. And you're correct. You're correct. So it's just a matter of, what works best for you. This works best for me. So I think there needs to be a little bit more working in here. I also believe that while this is certainly tradable and certainly can make some money on it, I would rather be a buyer higher and then make money as price moves higher, because the higher move sets the trend and everything up a little bit better for my liking. Doesn't mean there can't be money made in here. Doesn't mean that at all. Let's take a look at that Oxy real quick. Look at Oxy. Now see, Oxy's starting to turn here. See? So right at this moment, I would be more interested in this stock. Price above the T-line, and T-line is so slightly above the trend indicator. And we've got that green dot. Nice little double bottom here. You can see the bullish W pattern we've broken out. So, and there's a lot of other energy charts. I just put two on here. But anyway, we might want to start watching energy, keeping an eye on it, sharing ideas with them. AMD, this is a chart that I'm currently in. Had a good move yesterday. Thank you. We needed that, believe me. Good move yesterday. Inside day so far today. It's got a bit to go before it gets out of trouble here. But, if you look at the chart like that, like this, I see, doggone it, a little worrying going in there. And I've been in AMD for a bit, so I've carried it all the way down here. And if you look at it like this, it does make you kind of worry a little bit. But if you step back, shrink that chart up a little, I see a great little reversal bottom in here. We reversed up, and now we're just consolidating. And we're right now, if we just put a line in there like this, we're right at, right in that price support area over here. So this is one reason I've held it, just by shrinking it up a little bit. Weekly chart, you can see it's up and just kind of moving sideways, giving price a little time, just a little time to work itself out. Jim is asking me if I'm still in COF. No, sir, I'm not. Another chart that I like here, not for a buy today, not even remotely close. This is BW. If you look at BW here, it's not a rounded bottom breakout, but it's in that rounded bottom pattern here. We're up 3 big days. I think it needs to seriously pull back for an entry here. But I like the target of $2.30 up here. That's a 40% move. For somebody looking for a stock, say under $5, over $2, this might fit your plan right here. But I think we need a really good pullback on this for that entry. But I do think it's got some upside potential here. Okay, let's take a look at the SPY really quick. So yesterday I received, there was 2 and then 1 a little bit later, comments, private messaging me, and they were all panicking comments. What do we do? Because now we have a bearish engulf. And my comments back were, do we? How do you know that? You've got one of those crystal balls? And one of them I played with, had a little fun with, and, not knowingly they were playing with me. And this was all in a private chat. But I did. I said, well, do we? And they went to, they started, yes, the current candle on the SPY opened above the previous candle, and it's now below the previous candle, then that's a bearish engulf. I said, oh, is that candle finished? How do you know it's going to finish like that? And this is the thing about intraday. If you're going to follow a daily chart, be very, very careful that you're not making judgments on panic. Don't panic. But believe me, I'm not suggesting that we're not moving down. In fact, yesterday I said, I think we're going to see a lower low today. We're clearly seeing a lower low today. But it doesn't mean that, the chart is bearish. It doesn't mean that. We need the confirmation. And I asked in the hit and run room yesterday, I asked, if you look at this chart, and clearly bullish if you step back and you look at the trend on it, right? Well, let me ask you this. Was this bearish? Some people say absolutely no. Some people say yes. Now, if you're looking at an intraday chart, 5-minute chart, oh yeah, this just scared the poop right out of you and you just got scared all the way down. Yeah, that's probably bearish for you. But from a daily chart perspective, that's not bearish. That's just a normal pullback. Do we like it? Typically, no. Not typically. Could we be headed that way now? We could be. But that doesn't make for a bearish market. For a bearish market, what we need is that pullback. We need that rise. We need to fail and then come down. We need the high, which we have. We need a low, which actually we have right now. But then and it could go lower before it does it. And then we need to rise and fail down. So we need that pattern to set up. True candlestick traders will never, ever, ever, ever be top pickers or bottom pickers. Because candlestick traders wait for the candlestick, then confirmation. Candlestick traders will never, ever, ever be early to the party. They will always be late to the party. So if you are a trader that you want to be early to the party, you can be. You just have to trade your charts that way. But like I said, we need that confirmation. And otherwise, what happens is you're in long charts, and there's no doubt there were long charts yesterday that got a little bit punished, no doubt about it. And this morning you may see a little bit more punishment on that. So things may be down a little bit. So what happens is you panic and get short. And again, please, I'm not saying that we're not going to go down more. I'm just saying you don't have confirmation yet. That's what I'm saying. So you say you do get short. So now what happens is, what could happen is the market doesn't get short and it just, wobbles around. Maybe it starts climbing up. Well, now you've got a problem with your short charts, and it's about timing is what it is. Your timing is off because that was not a sell signal yesterday in the market. So anyway, it's just something to think about. Okay, I spent way too long on that. Let's look at the diamonds here. The diamonds, I think, are still pitiful, but they are better looking than they have been looking. With the diamonds here, we're trying to come back up with a low, high, higher low. Yeah, I'm liking that. Now, we're not out of the woods yet, but I sure am liking what it's doing here. So we need to be above this line right here. And this is the this is the 50% retracement. These two lines are my buffer lines. And we need to be above that buffer line comfortably. We're not there yet. We're not there comfortably. So let's see what happens. We do have a good start of a chart pattern, but it could fail at any time, okay? IWM here. IWM. On the daily, you might not like it. On the weekly chart, I actually think it's still bullish. I might be the only guy in the world that thinks that. If you look at the monthly chart, I think it's still bullish. Now, I don't trade with the monthly chart. I don't trade that at all. But look at that chart. To me, you've got a nice little low, a nice rise, nice sideways consolidation. Price is above the T-line. T-line is above the trend indicator. And trend indicator is above the 50-period moving average, which I think is a bonus. Now, at any time, that can come crashing down. Now, I admit the daily chart stinks horribly. And it makes sense if you're short IWM. Just keep in mind that IWM could, because the bigger picture, the bigger backbone of it is not exactly broken yet. So be careful with that. But it's bearish right now on the daily, okay? So there we go. That's all I have. Thanks, everybody, for listening in. I appreciate it very much. I'll be back here at 9:30 Eastern when the market opens up. Please remember, members, right, hit and run candlesticks, right way options, and BYOB trading, that we have a very special guest here. It's one of our very own members that will be talking about Fibonacci clusters. I also know that he's a Elliott wave user, so maybe he'll touch on that. Kind of hope he does. So I do not use Elliott wave. I don't use Fibonacci, but I am very, very excited. I've heard him speak before, and 10:30 Eastern right here in the Hit and Run Candlesticks room. So I think it'll be good. We'll see you guys in about 25 minutes, okay? Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening in. Appreciate it.